a dirty box. If you were to ask me what my favourite model locomotive is, I'm going to say the Hornby J50. It's perfect.
Everything, down to the last minute details.
This one here I've owned for about a year. It was new old stock that went unsold at my local shop, and it was pretty damn cheap. So I took a gamble, and it's the best gamble I've ever taken, and is probably the most modern engine I own. Ooh yeah, that's nice. You to one side. In the box is the paperwork, the locomotive, and some accessories which I've already opened and used. This is just for telling you where the DCC chip goes. It's actually in one of those side tanks, which is really strange, and I don't think they've ever done since then. But in the side tanks on the loco are these massive weights, and it gives it a hell of a weight. The other bit of paperwork is just about maintenance and general things to know about the loco. Oiling points, how to take the base keeper plate off and take the body off. Fitting the accessories. My one didn't come with any of these brake pipes, I only got couplings and brake rigging. How to change a DCC chip. Fitting the brake rigging that I just mentioned, and some other stuff. It's like getting a birthday card, it's just opening it and like ignoring all the money straight away, and then just like reading the text and go, ooh, money time. Anyway, time for the money shot. Ooh. The one thing I find weird about this is I don't think I can actually put it into the ice cube with the couplings on. Inchy nice. Brake rigging on the bottom, pipes on the side. They're a little bit fragile, but they haven't snapped on me yet, so I'm going to call that a win. I love this engine. It just looks amazing, and the weight on it is astonishing. The only real complaint I had was with the coal load, which I've now changed for something that looks way better. The J50s were originally built by the Great Northern Railways and considered to be Class 23s. 102 were built starting from 1914 and actually used spare boilers the Great Northern Railway had. Withdrawal started around September 1958 and ended in 1963. 6 were put to one side for departmental use, and the last one of those being taken out in 1965. No members of the class have been preserved, so it's now an extinct type of engine. I think it's an absolute tragedy these have gone extinct because they're such freaks, but in the best way possible. Just look at the front side tanks and how they dip down. It's just so unique and strange and amazing. There's a slight variations of these called the J50 ones, but the only real difference is boiler size, I think. The mechanism Hornby put into these is frankly amazing as well. I'm going to get it out to show you how good it is. Here's the mechanism. Got an 8-pin DCC socket because those were in the range at the time. Got a 5-pole motor, and here you have a brass weight that keeps the momentum going once the power's cut to the logo. It's to stop damage to the motor, that makes it more realistic. It also helps with getting over points and stuff when it loses power. It's got wiper pickups going to all wheels, and bearings going to all the axles. I'm not going to go that deep though because, well, I can't be asked. It's nothing really special, it's just metal block, and then 6 brass bearings. This gives you an opportunity though to see some of the extra detail. Right by here you can actually see some of the internal valve gear. And I think it's a tragedy these weren't picked out in just red or something, just so they stand out a little extra. On later logos that Hornby's done, these are picked out, and they look amazing. So I think it just makes it just that bit more of a shame that Hornby didn't do it on this one. Maybe in like a later re-release or something, they can pick it out, and then I'll be happy. I love this J50 so much. It's one of the most valuable models I have. Not in the sense of what it's worth on eBay or something, just personally what it's worth to me. However, that does not neglect it from a couple little gripes I have from it. The main one being the cab and how you get into it. So the way you get into the cab is you just manhandle it and pull it off. However, that means you have this ugly seam right here. And when I first went to put this crew in, I was terrified of pulling too hard and breaking it. I do not like this design for the cab. I think it should have been the floor drops down, you slide you glue your crew to the floor, and then you put it back in. I do not like the way they've done this, but that's the main real gripe I have about it. The second one is weirdly how all over the place. Nah, that's not right. It's hard for me to describe what my other problem with the J50 is. The performance on it is excellent, but occasionally it will just choose to just freak out or something, and it can misbehave. It doesn't do it often, but occasionally it will have a little freak out. I've kept this loco relatively well serviced. It doesn't have a massive problem with cutting out for me, it's more derailing. It might be down to track work, it might be rolling stock and running it with. However, I got no real guarantee with this thing. When I was filming the run-in footage for this earlier, it just misbehaved like an absolute pig. Any set of points it got the chance to jump on, it jumped. Any bit of rolling stock it didn't like, it just derailed. I swapped the couplings around and that negated most of the problems. However, it still does it occasionally, even with the coupling on the back. However, negating these few small problems I have with the logo, I still think it's an absolute gem. So how about you see some running of the model? Even though it misbehaved for me terribly while trying to get the footage for it, it still was a gem when it did run. So the Hornby J50, do I recommend it? Absolutely. I love this model. I have a slight love-hate relationship with the performance, but again, that might just be down to my track work. I've run it other places before and it's been fine, so odds are it's the track work. However, outside of that one possibility, I highly recommend it. It's a stunning model that will take you back by how heavy it is. And it's just amazing value for money. They're not really worth that much. You can get them for about 50-60 quid. Absolute bargain. I cannot rate this enough because of how amazing it is. I can't add any new points, which other people haven't already said about it. It's just an amazing model. Well, that wraps up the video for this week. Any thoughts you'd like to leave, feel free to leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one.